Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to this matchmaking event for the call Positive Energy Districts and Neighborhoods for Climate Neutrality. My name is Christoph Gollner. I'm the coordinating program manager of the program on positive energy districts by JPI Urban Europe. And yes, welcome that you're here. Good to have you. 2 weeks ago, we had a info webinar on the call, and this event today is for you to share first ideas, to find potential partners for potential projects. So we will just give a short introduction into the call itself, and then an introduction to the matching platform B2Match, and then the floor is open for you to share your thoughts and ideas. So let's get started with a short introduction to the call. Positive Energy Districts and Neighborhoods for Climate Neutrality. This is the second call of the PET program facilitated by JPI Urban Europe, focusing on joint research and innovation projects with a duration of 2 to 3 years. Addressing at least one of two topics, which I will come to in a second. Important assets of important ingredients to the call are transdisciplinarity, cross-sectoral community working, combining technological solutions, technological innovation with process innovation, aiming for stakeholder involvement, and the collaboration and co-production of knowledge. Next slide, please. In this call, 8 countries are involved. You can see the list here. That's Austria, Belgium with the Brussels capital region, Denmark, the Netherlands, Italy, Romania, Sweden, and Turkey. Please always consider the national funding structures in your country that you want to participate in. And just a short overview of the call topics. I said again, this call focuses on one hand with the topic 1 on the actual transformation of existing urban structures, because we all know this is one of the key challenges when it comes to implementing positive energy districts. How do we deal with existing urban structures? How do we connect positive energy districts with urban revitalization, renovation strategies, energy efficiency of buildings, etc.? So also having in mind the formulation of the goals of the Green Deal and the upcoming mission on climate neutral and smart cities, we are heading towards climate neutral cities and neighborhoods. So how can we develop positive energy districts in this framework as building stones towards climate neutrality? Finding the right technological solutions, but also tackling complex challenges like in existing structures, ownerships, stakeholder involvement. So really addressing these issues is one of the key aims we're heading for with this topic: retrofitting strategies, adding green and blue infrastructure, etc., etc. The second topic, next slide, please, is more on process innovation itself, developing of business models, feasible, but very much also sustainable business models to get PET development mainstreamed and across the continent, to facilitate implementation processes, to develop incentives for private companies, for different actors, introduce innovative models of public-private partnership. One of the key necessities for being able to implement positive energy districts, addressing the regulatory framework, all under the primate of environmental, social, and economic sustainability. So this was a very short overview. I hope you have read the call text, where there is a much longer description, and I would also like to refer to the recording of the information webinar, which is available on the JPI Urban Europe call website. Next slide, please. And with that, I will finish. This is the timeline of the call. The call has opened on the 20th of October, so a bit more than a month ago. Most importantly, the proposal deadline will be on the 24th of February, which is exactly in 4 months, if I'm right, at 12 o'clock Central European Time. So it's time to find partners. First projects, well, the decision on the projects will be announced mid-June next year, and with that, the earliest expected start for the projects will be July 2022, with an end of the project and a final projects event in late 2024 or 2025. With that, I will hand over to my colleague Paul Kuttner, who is addressing the organizational issues. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Christoph, and welcome to all of you from me as well. And we'll just get into a short introduction on all the organizational issues. So who can apply? Basically, every single entity can apply, but please always check the call text first in chapter 6 if your organization is actually eligible for funding. Well, one of the most important parts when forming your consortium is always the transnational eligibility criteria. So you have to have at least 2 applicants from at least 2 different countries participating the call, and at least 1 city, municipality, or entity providing a key urban service for a city must be either an applicant or a cooperation partner. Of course, there's lots and lots of other eligibility criteria which you can find in the call text, and of course also are discussed in the webinar and in the Q&A. So I won't read them just to send you all these rules, but I will come to one more important part in my opinion at least. We have seen this list of transnational criteria, which is quite extensive, but since we are a transnational call, there are also all those national eligibility criteria, which you must also always include and respect when you're forming your consortium. So this is basically an example that you have like 4 countries involved, and every country has its own rules regarding either the consortium or which entities are actually eligible. So please always read the call text, have a look at chapter 6. There's all those national eligibility criteria there. And of course, you can always contact your funding agency, your regional funding agency, and ask them, are we actually eligible to funding? And if you are not, you can always be a self-funded partner, a cooperation partner in the proposal. So since this event is all about finding your perfect match, I also add a bit of an example. So first of all, we have the main applicant from country B. It seems it's a city, so we already have one of the transnational eligibility criteria fulfilled. There is a municipality or city involved. And then we got an enterprise involved as well in the consortium, a university from yet another country, and then we have 2 cooperation partners. And since this was one of the questions also in our last webinar, regions can also join, of course, as cooperation partners or as funded partners, depending on your national eligibility criteria. So with this, you get a nice consortium, but the questions you have to ask yourself, are all the partners listed here eligible on a national level? This is something you should always check. And is the consortium as a whole eligible on a transnational level? In this case, I would clearly say yes, they're probably eligible as long as they're eligible on a national level as well. So with this, it's always important to check with those funding agencies involved here, in this case from country ABC, and have a thorough check, is my project eligible on national level, and are all the partners eligible to actually receive funding? If not, they can always join the project, as you see here, as a cooperation partner, a self-funded partner, and not receive funding. Well, as Christoph said before multiple times, you can find quite a bit of information on the website itself. You have the recording of the webinar, you have a document with all the questions and answers asked in the webinar. And of course, you also have a list of your national funding agencies. And of course, Johannes, my colleague, and I are happy to answer any questions you have by mail or via phone. You can find our contact information also on the call website. And of course, if you have any questions regarding communication and dissemination, you can ask Amanda from IQS. Well, and with this, I would like to hand over to Patrick, who will now tell us about how to actually get your perfect match on the B2Match platform.
Thank you very much, Paul. Yes, I will, during the upcoming minutes now, I will give you some very quick and short information about this B2Match tool and platform. And this is something that we have provided for you as a service during previous calls, open calls, and it has been very much appreciated by organizations as one tool of many, of course, of finding partners for a potential project or an idea that you might have. So I will walk you through the B2Match tool here for the upcoming minutes. And I will see that we will have, first of all, the sign up page. I will also post that one in the chat. And what we will do is that we will walk you through a little bit how you sign up at this B2Match tool, also how to find and search for partners, and also how to request meetings, how to accept or decline meetings. And I will also say that you don't need to download anything. Everything is web-based, so everything is on this page that you will find here. And this B2Match tool will be open until the end of the call. So that will be open until the 24th of February. We know by experience that most of the matchmaking activities are connected to an event like this. So there will be a lot of activities today. So I will really recommend you to register already today and to look into the partners that already have registered and see if you can find some potential interesting meetings. But we know also that some of you also use this tool for the entire period. So there will be meetings at this platform until the 24th of February. At least that's what we expect. So first of all, when you click on that link that I posted on the chat, you will see a page like this, and you just press this register now button, the blue button in the middle. And what you will find is that you will need to give some information about yourself, and also about your organization. If you have used this tool before, this will be already filled out. So you won't do that again. It's not necessary to do that again. Otherwise, you will fill in some basic information about yourself and your organization. You will also be requested to fill out some areas of activity that could represent your profile. Please take some time to actually fill these filled out, because I think it makes it a little bit easier for other participants or registered users to actually search for your expertise. So take some time, a couple of minutes at least, to click on some of those areas of activity that you have listed in this field. After that, you're able to of course, attend the one-to-one networking session that will be right after this presentation, immediately after this presentation. And you will also be able to click in this long-term matchmaking opportunity. And this is what I mentioned before, that this tool will be open for all of you until the 24th of February. So please make sure that you're clicking on this as well. And that will make you available for meetings, and also the chat function that I will show you a little bit later. So once you have registered, this is basically what you will see, in the top right corner, that you have the possibility to send some messages. That will be, I have one message in this case, and also 2 requests for meetings. I will just walk you through how that looks like. You can also see below that you can also find the participants, which country they represent. So if I have some messages, this is basically what it would look like. It's basically like a chat function. Anyone has done that, as you have seen before, of course, in many cases. But this is also what you can have. You have meetings. In this case, I have 2 meeting requests, and then I can either cancel it or accept the meeting. And I can also find a menu called participants, and there I can search for different participants that have registered in this tool. I can search for which country they are from, and also their expertise and so on. So if I find someone that could be relevant, or at least someone that I would like to chat and have a discussion on my idea, then you can just find a person and you can use this tool to request a meeting. So once you see press this request a meeting, the receiver will get a message that there are a new meeting on their way, and they can either decline it or accept it. So this is basically how it looks like. And I would like to, before we begin, I would just like you to underline one thing, is that before you have a meeting, there's a button in the middle called camera and microphone test. Please push that button before you start the meeting, because what you need to do is that you need to allow both the camera and the microphone to be used by this system. So please do that, otherwise it's going to be a little bit complicated in the beginning of the meeting. So please push this button, camera and microphone test, and allow the system to use your camera and also to use your microphone. Otherwise it's going to be a little bit messy in the beginning of the meeting. So please do that as well. So by that, I would like to open this B2Match tool for all of you. So please sign up at this link that you have been seeing in the chat. I will post it once again. And as I said, it will be open until the 24th of February. But as I mentioned in the beginning, we see often that there's most activities just connected to a matchmaking event like this. So please register already today, and but also use this tool as much as you like until the 24th of February. So then I think, Paul and Christoph, I think we could just call this information sequence finished, and then leave everyone connecting to this B2Match tool and make them have their possibility to matchmake, and also to present their ideas, and also to search for potential partners for the project ideas. So thank you, Paul, thank you, Christoph, and thank you, Amanda, and thank you all for participating, and good luck with your matchmaking.
Thank you. Good luck to all.
Thank you, and good luck finding your matches and building up your project and project consortium.